Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Fall. Thinking right out here in the lab. No book. I got something I want to share with you. It's going to be a little personal, and hopefully I can get through it without getting emotional since I got control over my emotions. Good test. Let's rock. I got a good one for you today. This was that those spirits that make you testify and cry. Let's talk. Writism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Yeah, that's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maya, be true. All right, let's talk about those spirits that make you testify and cry. I'm old school, and I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve. I used to wear my ego front and center. So when I got hurt and disappointed, oh, you would know. Now I can, pretty much put that nonsense aside and deal with things the same way on the same level. That's self mastery. So let's see if I got this thing together. All right. The reason why I in church I don't stand up and testify because I know what I will cry. Don't ask me why it ain't a rhyme game, I ain't a riddle, but I don't testify because I will cry because I get emotion. Okay, and I'm speaking from emotions, and that don't work for me. Here, I'm doing my thing for you, so it's a little different. So people say, "Well, you can't know." No, I'm on a different premise. That spirit ain't no joke. Watch this. That thing we call that we all have. Segue is nice, boy. Spirit. The spirit controls. Needs to what? When it decides it wants to be heard. If it makes a decision, it wants you to do what you may not want to do or think you can do. It don't give a damn. Okay, you're going to acquiesce to the spirit, and that's one of the things that self mastery has to you have to acquire because you get emotional. If you can't control it, oh, you're gonna get bit. It's gonna take you down, and it's okay when it's tears of joy. You will never ever see me cry pain or sorrow or sympathy tears. Ain't gonna happen. But tears of joy, when that thing hit, when you get to that limit with the faucet just gonna turn on, that's a beautiful thing. So I ain't got no problem with that. I tell people those tears is a good thing. I got that all up in here. Let's see if you can understand this concept. I come up with this. Like I say, when I'm thinking about something, I started jotting it down. So I know they say you wake up out of dreams, write what you dream. Man, I don't give a damn. I'm going to sleep to go to sleep to get rest. I ain't trying to figure out what message I'm getting in my dream. Give me my message while I'm in meditation. While I'm woke, I can comprehend it. So yeah, that's what I do when I'm in meditation. I go over different thoughts, and my pastor says he pretty much do the same thing. So I know it works for somebody else just as well as myself. I'm not big on this testifying thing, okay? But when that spirit say, speak, do as you're told. again, it's got power. And I remember when I first got my out of body experience of my testimony or testify. One of my best friends had died, committed suicide, and I was by the pallbearer, so I was sitting in the front row, on the other side, with the speakers up there, and I'm seeing me sitting here looking at me up there in the pulpit. I don't know how I got there, don't recall, but I remember seeing me and seeing me over there. Okay, I didn't say that to nobody for a long time, but that was my first out of body experience. I just like, you can't tell nobody that. They ain't gonna believe you. So I just kept the ixnay on that one. But all I can remember is saying the brother was like 6 o'clock, straight up and down. And I hadn't gotten no Masonic knowledge at that time. I was young, so I was just speaking from the heart. And like I said, that's the spirit. Okay, I understand the spirit. I just didn't quite comprehend it at the time. So it's always been there. Like I said, you acquire it and understand what it is. But it has power. All right. If it give life, it can give advice. My personal experience, okay, I had Sunday, okay, before going to church, I had to testify because I was a little disappointed that I wasn't going to be able to go to church because the situation was going on, and I was like, oh, in the days that I want to go to church, I got to do other stuff. So being a family man, and I got to do the right thing, and family first. So I was doing my everything, taking care of my chores, and already had my little church clothes laid out. And I assumed I just got to get up and get ready to go to church. Didn't work out that way. But in my mind, I'm, but being true to the game, I don't complain. I just take care of my business, do what needs to be done, handle my business. And all got done. And I didn't say a word. And when there was options, you can go to church, pew, my church is an hour ride away, 65 miles away. All right. So it's 11 o'clock. Church started at 12 o'clock. I left at 11:02. When I got the message I can go at 11, and I was in my car on the road in 2 minutes and just going. Whatever I had on, I didn't give a damn about church clothes. I didn't give a damn about nothing. I'm on the road. Long story short, I'm getting it. And as I'm riding down the road, doing 80 something, 85, 88 miles an hour, boom, boom, I'm saying, well, if you pull me over, in my mind, I said, don't worry, I got the perfect alibi if the trooper pull me over. Why? I got to go to church. So I'm doing my thing. I got to church. I pulled up in there at 11:57. So by the time I got inside the door, my pastor was sitting at the pulpit and starting the service. And he looked up and saw me. I looked at him. I said, yeah, because I told him I was on my way. So, yeah, I walked in. He was like, okay, he made it and started the service. Man, what a message. What a service. Okay. And the fact that I had to do what I had to get there after believing and thinking I wasn't going to make it, the Spirit said, let them know what kind of money you had to get here. So I had to stand up. But I had to really get myself together because I said, no, I ain't going to, no need to drag it out, no need to put in the, don't give me all that. No, I don't need all that. Just know that idea was to come. And then I thought I wasn't going to come. I didn't feel too good about that. But I did what I had to do. And when I did that, before opening my mouth, letting know how disappointed I was or how unhappy I wasn't going to be able to go to church. Opportunity came, pew. So I'm here. And everybody would laugh. I said, oh, that was cool. So, yeah, I had the experience. But I cry when I testify. Back about 10 years ago, I couldn't have done that. No. Okay. I know for a fact. I couldn't talk about that guy for 20 years after he died. I got a record. I got your back. Man, I hear that record. It's a wrap. I'm done. Party's over. So, yeah. Self-discipline is handling your emotions when at one time you probably couldn't or you didn't try to. Now you have to. So that's my difference. And yeah, I used to, man, it's all in here. Let me just get to the lesson. I see the clock. All right, let me get to the lesson. 10 years ago, when 15 years ago for that one now, but 10 years ago when I came enlightened, I would cry about everything that was good. I just get caught up in it, man. Oh, the floodgates would go. Okay, if somebody did something good, I'm just. I laughed and never back there. I said, "What the hell?" And I asked my pastor, "Yo, dude, what is with this crying and shit? I can't get over it." He said, "Nah, brother, right?" He said, "That's your humility being exercised, showing that your true empathy and compassion for others." Okay, that was cool for a minute. I went with that. But my man, dude, this thing ain't getting no better. In about 5 years, I said, "Dog, when is this stuff gonna stop?" And so lo and behold, I have gotten better at controlling my emotions. Okay, so I cry less, but I still, okay, testify. Okay, keep it to a minimum, keep it short and sweet, keep out the particulars. Why? Because if it get there, yeah, I get a little touchy. So yeah, and the things I see, the things that that makes me feel good. If I start letting that out, dude, I'd be a babbling idiot up there. And I don't like that. So in church, I go there for the message from my dude. All right, and sometimes the message is so on point because I do my thing before I go to him. And when he was talking about the body, parts working in unison, all good, I said, dude, I just did the lesson on how to what? How to keep from being reincarnated. So pretty much we still there. Why? I got my message, I get mine downloaded, I put it on paper. He get his message, he come to church. He run a church. I just run my little platform here. But the message is still the same. And when he say Christ, I just say Haru. He say Jesus, I say Haru. So I ain't beat for that either. But his message is always on point. And like I said, that's our ride. I ain't been disappointed yet. If he ain't preaching, I ain't going. So no. If he ain't preaching, I ain't going. Understand that what they say. Okay, I don't split hairs. I tell you, and I don't want to hear. It ain't debate. It ain't what you think, how you feel. It ain't up for you. It's my decision already made. So again, well, what the hell? When my heart is full with joy, okay, my eyes will what? Flood, and the tears will flow. Okay, that's the joy. When sometimes you can't hold them. Why? Your heart is full. Something got to give. And my pastor, I never forget, he just got his ninth year in passing to the church, and he said, "Brother, right? They got me." I know just what he meant. I know just what he meant. And we on that level to where, yeah, I know, you got to give it up, dog. You can't not let that thing happen. He said, "Man, they had me." I said, "Dude, I already know. I would love to have been there." Okay. But when my heart and my mind are on the same wavelength, on the same line, and when the joy that I get from certain situations, man, this no. Give me more. Give me a knot. Wow, I'm about to cry. Okay, the floodgates about to open. The now is about to fill over. That's a good thing. I ain't got no shame in that. I ain't got no problem with that. You ain't gonna see me cry over pain or sadness. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. But joy, oh yeah, I get caught up. Okay, and at church, testimonies, man, sheesh, you have no idea. Okay, and when I'm happy, mentally, that's conscious, and emotionally, that's heart. I will be led to what? Oh, tears of joy. I would feel so good. I'm gonna just let the floodgates. I'm gonna sit there and tears run down my face, like my pew at church. My girl, I love her. She puts the tissue at my pew. She know the deal. Like I said, I don't do nothing in church, nothing but just be there. And I'm like everybody else. I'm a Christian. I fall in line. I just comply. I ain't got a problem with that. When in Rome, do what you Roman. When in church, be Christian. Ain't no problem with that. I worship like everybody else, and I'm all in. I don't know how them all in, but I'm all in. I ain't got a problem with that. I don't come here to BS and anything other than to get the message and fellowship with the people. And usually I'm a fist bumper. I haven't seen my people in a few weeks. I'm hugging. I was hugging. I'm not coming. So again, I'm I like church. All right. Moving on. The people in church is cool. I like that. But I don't cry out of pain or sadness. But that's not gonna drive me to tears. Okay, but that's kind of cold. That's kind of hard. No, that's my emotional control. I can control myself in someone else's bad situations. I ain't got to lose my cool. I ain't got to fall out and act the fool. Something like that. I see people getting the ghost and getting caught up. That's different than because it's somebody's bad situation. I feel for them. I got compassion and empathy for them, but I ain't got to act the fool and wild out. But when only tears you're gonna get from me is of joy. Okay, if I'm crying, oh, it's good tears. They ain't bad tears. Okay, I don't do that. Tears of perfect segue. Tears of joy are what pure. That's all from the heart. No bad intentions ever. Why? God is pure. God is divine. Anything that's right, anything that's from God, it's got to be one way. That's all. Simple as that. No in between. No, just one way. My heart and mind are so in sync all the time that I don't do anything without both of those consent. If this ain't willing, it ain't happening. If they both ain't willing, it ain't gonna happen. That's just me. That's how I keep myself where I need to be for me. What you do, how you do, nothing to do with me. Understand that? I'm just and what I do, how I do, ain't gonna do with you. So your opinion ain't needed, your advice ain't warranted. You just do you. Okay? When you testify, you're speaking with Makaru, truth from your heart. Your heart truth is from what? That's where he dwells. Heart is the birthplace of what? Spiritual truth. That's where God dwells. Not in the mind. The mind has no use at judgment day. What? That didn't mean nothing. That's yours. That's personal. Every mind is impersonal. Every person get their own mind to do as they will with it. And this is the best piece of machinery known to man. And it don't come with instruction, but it have instructed us. Okay, I'm one of them. So my point to that is you can sharpen the mind, you can enlighten and educate the mind. That's to not to do that is the worst injustice you can do to yourself. Okay, it's self-defeating, but that's like cheating, and you ain't never going to achieve nothing by what cheating yourself. Moving on, where you at when you test? Okay, now that's why in church I don't testify. Oh, I shut my mouth. I watched my mom get up and all that, and all of a sudden, I had to stand up and help out. Of course, the spirit got her. But she said, I never thought in a million years I see my son. I said, I'm not to take that one. I'm not that's good or bad. But knowing that guy going to church, oh yeah, that's the devil. So when you in church, and that was expected of me because they thought I was like him. So it was a change of pace. But when in church, I don't try to testify. Why? Because you get emotional. You get caught up in the spirit will bite you. And yeah, you will cry. I see mom's breakdown right there in church. And I'm like, wow, okay. Now, she broke down in church for me being there. But she was cool as a cucumber at her granddaughter's funeral. Go figure. I'm thinking when it's time to go, let's say her little speech, I'm gonna help her out. I got this. And she was cool. My sister was cool. Me and my brother, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, I'm like, yeah, okay, they got their stuff together. So when you got that emotion under control, when you got that spirit where it need to be, you can control it pretty much, harness it. That's self-mastery. All right. I talk and I teach what daily, and I speak from the heart. That's what I do. Kept truth tellers, my kadu. But when I'm testifying, it's heartfelt. So I'm crying because it's the joyfulness of what I'm saying. And it's choking me up. I'm like, it's hard to get it out. Why? That's emotion. That's why. So we understand that I don't do that. I'll never forget, I had to do a few things for the church. Man, that ain't easy. And from standing in the pulpit looking out, you get like Rob Cameron, humming. So it ain't easy, I know. All right. But, and again, I'm talking now. But when I'm in church, okay, I'm a Christian. I'm coming to get the message. I didn't come to church to teach my thing. I read, but yeah, I might wear my gear, but I'm in church to be a Christian. When in Rome, do it the Roman. You couldn't bring that Egyptian shit to Rome. Why? You had to put your toe on your sandals and act like accordingly. That's why. But the same token, you couldn't bring that Roman shit to Egypt either. It wouldn't fly. So everybody had their way. So when I'm in church, I'm a Christian. And I don't have a problem with that. If I had a problem, I wouldn't go to church. If I had to wear the yarmulke and dress like a Jew to go to church, I'm not. Well, I gotta wear a bow tie. I'm not doing none of that. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going out my way for nobody. Okay, no. Let me be. If I can't be, I can't deal with you. Simple as that. I'm not be for that nonsense. Oh, you don't want to do this? No, I'm not gonna do it. Ain't that I want to. I'm not. I ain't telling you what I want to do. I'm telling you what I won't do. Moving on. Simple as that. Why? Because I have a philosophy that I live by. I have a belief system that I abide by. I don't need yours. And I ain't got to, bend to your will. Like I knew, that's yours. Like I said, my man, if you're a Christian, that Bible means something to you. I'm not a Christian. I fellowship with Christians. That don't make me Christian. Like I say, in church, oh yeah, the Bible's the law. I got you. But outside there, man, I can respectfully. But when I'm in church, okay, I'm a Christian, meaning I worship with them because they're good people who practice Christian. I got Christianity. That's a beautiful thing. When it's done right, it's beautiful to see it. It's beautiful to be part of. How about that? If you know anything about me, I ain't going somewhere I don't want to be. And I ain't going to be somewhere where it ain't, feasible or good environment. Trust me. My discernment can tell me better. So I don't hang out a lot of places. That's why you catch up with me at church every Sunday. I don't trust many people claiming to be Christians, first of all. So if you're religious, I respect that you have a belief system. I respect your belief system. But that's as far as I'm going. And I respect all who act like Christians. Not just claim to be a Christian. I don't want to hear what you are. I don't give a damn. But if you act accordingly, I will respect you accordingly and respect the fact that, yeah, it ain't about what you say. But when you call yourself a Christian and you act Christian-like, you got my respect. But if you call yourself to be a Christian, claim to be a Christian, and you ain't acting like a Christian, what you see there? Imbalance, right? That's the problem. If the hypocrisy don't match up, if they don't match up, the hypocrisy is obvious why you ain't what you're saying ain't matching what you're doing. That's why. Moving on. I keep that as a concept. Scales. That's what she represents. My yacht. Balance is important. Okay, where am I down here? I should be down here. Don't trust many people. Now, my spirit loves being in church around other spiritual beings who come to worship in the concept that I don't have a problem with. I say Christianity. I don't hang out with Muslims. I don't hang out with Jews. I hang out with Christians. Simple. Okay, I ain't saying ain't no good Christians or Jews. Okay, or Muslim or Jew. I'm saying I fellowship with Christians. Moving on. If asked, probably would, but if I got to comply, probably won't. Okay. My church, okay, is small in people, in number, but man, it's the mega church in spirit. My church is big in spirit. I love that. Why? My spirit comes there to just ingratiate the spirit that's already there. Everybody, the spirit ain't in the church. We bring the spirit to the church, and that's being on the same accord. That's what I said. To anoint the whole church, that's beautiful to me. Why? We was all on the same accord. We all got the same, man. It was a beautiful thing. And when you can leave church feeling good about being there, that's what church is for. That's it. Get the message, understand it, feel good about it, and use it. Because you'll be back next week. For more. You got more. And he got this one notebook. The Bible, that's his thing. All right, let me wrap this up. Appreciate you tuning in. If you can testify, George Clinton's first record, I just want to testify. And he cried like a baby. Giving it up, okay? We call it to give it up. Yeah, when you let the water flood, you giving it up. And the spirit will make you do to give it up. Oh yeah. Until you get better at it. But if you can testify, that means speaking from your heart. Now you too will cry when you testify. If it's heartfelt, oh yeah. Okay, you do to give it up too. All right. But all those who testify usually will cry. And it's been seen over and over. Why? Because you're speaking the truth from your heart, and that's godly. And nothing better than what? Tears of joy, tears of gratitude, gratefulness, thankful of what you got and what you achieved, and you're giving. My pastor, he takes no credit for the work that he do. He give it all to God. I ain't got a problem with that. That's his philosophy. That works for him. I ain't got a problem with that. I'm a little selfish. I take a little bit. he laughed. I said, well, man, I keep telling you, we're the odd couple. We're God's odd couple. You do things your way. I do things my way. He don't mind me being me. He don't mind you being you. So don't knock what I do. Remember, iron sharp as iron. I'm sharp. Okay. Now, all those who testify will cry. Trust me, we've seen it at the podium. Everybody do it. Tears are, watch this. Tears are your way to express to God that you feel His joy in your spirit and it's in the heart. That's where the floodgates is at. When they overflow, it come out the eyes. Tears of joy. I ain't got time for you. All right? But when your heart is touched with joy and love, tears are what? The results of what? That feeling. And that's purity. That's gratitude. That's joy. Tears of pain, on the other hand, from suffering, those tears, oh, those are wasted water. That's all that is. It don't make no flowers grow. Why? If you took the tears of pain and sorrow, it would kill the plant. Why? Those are tears of sorrow. They got nothing good in them. Tears of joy will make flowers grow. Trust me, that's been proven science. Again, taught to the water, nice water, acquiescence. Tears of joy, tears of sorrow, sadness have what? Bad stuff in it, and it don't make nothing grow. Tears of joy is what big stuff sees and makes things grow. That's the difference. And tears of pain with suffering, wasted is all that. Wasted water, all that is. No goodness, no purity, no godly. Tears of joy and love, your tears have power to what? Make something or things grow. Get the concept? Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I see, whoa, I didn't mind take that much time. But I got to go. Hope you enjoyed it. Right thinkers. In closing, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I know none of my right thinkers those who testify, also cry. Do you know why? I do now. Hope you enjoyed it. I got to go. Remember, I always want to testify.